For shoulder flexion, you keep the axis, or put the axis center of the lateral humerus, just distal of the acromion process. You keep the stationary arm parallel to the trunk, and the movable arm will follow the arm up and stay parallel to the humerus. Now, Maddie, can you move your arm up as far as you can reach without bending your elbow? A normal range of motion for shoulder flexion is 0 degrees to 170. For shoulder extension, the axis of the goniometer will stay center of the humerus and just distal of the acromion process. The stationary bar will stay parallel to the trunk of her body, and the movable arm will follow her arm back and will stay parallel to her humerus. Maddie, can you reach your arm back as far as you can go? And the normal range of motion for shoulder extension is 0 to 60. For shoulder abduction, you keep the center of the goniometer, or the axis of the goniometer, center of the acromion process on the posterior surface of the shoulder. Now, Maddie, I want you to raise your arm up as far as you can go. I'm going to keep the stationary bar parallel to the trunk of her body, and the movable bar will follow, or will stay parallel to her humerus and follow it straight up. Normal range of motion for shoulder abduction is 0 degrees to 170. For shoulder internal rotation, your patient is going to keep their arm at 90 degrees. So can you place your elbow at 90 degrees? Thank you. The arm is going to stay parallel to, or adducted to the body. You're going to keep the axis of your goniometer at the center of their olecranon process. The stationary and movable arm are both going to stay parallel to the patient's forearm, and the movable arm will follow the patient's forearm inward and be able to measure it. So, Maddie, can you please move your arm as far as you can inward by keeping your elbows? Awesome. And the normal range of motion for shoulder internal rotation is 0 to 70. For shoulder external rotation, the patient will keep their arm adducted to their body at 90 degrees. So, Maddie, may you place your elbow at 90 degrees? Thank you. The axis of the goniometer is going to stay center of their olecranon process, and the stationary and movable arm will both stay parallel to her forearm. As her forearm extends outward, the movable arm will follow. So, Maddie, can you please extend your arm outward, or your forearm? Thank you. And the normal range of motion for shoulder external rotation is 0 to